Ended up on as a tutor, not really knowing what to expect. And so it ended up being amazing. I ended up working regularly with around 8 students. I was also part of the outreach team, so I worked a lot on working on how to connect with students and how to get a hold of them and make sure that like we are able to get those connections going. I worked on a lot of different homework and different classes from civics to algebra. So like there was a huge range of the types of things that I worked on with students.
The work primarily looked like establishing a bond with the students before getting into like actually doing the academic work. So often they would have questions about college, what our lives are like, what have you been doing in quarantine, like how are things for you, and wanting to know a lot about us before working with them, which I think made them feel more comfortable, like, okay, this is a real person, regular human, just through the phone, and they want to help me. And yeah, doing the work just consisted of mostly supporting them while they did the work, and sometimes providing explanations or explaining things differently that were introduced through their classes.
I feel like we did, especially with our West student. I think we helped her to better navigate the internet in a lot of ways, where if she had any confusion about a word or a phrase, I think there were ways in which we helped her. You know, you can copy and paste this into the search bar, see what comes up, see if any of that makes sense to you. And a lot of the times she would do that and realize, oh my gosh, I know what this or that is. And then she would feel, okay, I did this myself, and now I have this skill moving forward to check this or look online before I ask that question or before I get defeated and feel like I don't know what I'm doing. And so I think that even moving through our experience mentoring and tutoring her, we saw her do that at like an increased rate. She got much more efficient at not being so nervous about not knowing and kind of like looking for that answer on her own first, which was really amazing to see.
So in the beginning, it was kind of a little bit different from a lot of the tutors. I was paired with a teacher, Mrs. Dearborn, to help support her students through curriculum and creating videos that would be an extra support up on top of the lessons that they're already given. Because it's all online learning, a lot of the stuff gets lost in translation for the students. Sometimes reading it just on their own in math specifically can be very confusing, even if it's word for word what I'm saying. A lot of students will need that extra piece of spoken, seeing it visually, and then themselves writing it down to actually finally get it to connect. So that was my job in the beginning, to create those videos and supplement their learning. Towards the last week that they rolled out new content, I started taking on students for tutoring. So in the beginning, it was very slow, trying to get students to connect, but once we got rolling, I was able to take on 2 students. One was a French speaker, which was really cool because I was able to use my French that I learned to help connect the content to his learning. And the second student was strictly in math, and we were able to get so much work done that he was able to get a passing grade towards the end. So it was really just a mix of everything. It was a piece of curriculum, and it was a part of actually tutoring itself.